And it is Wisdom Wednesday with yours truly, Dr. K. I'm excited today because I have a phenomenal woman of God that is coming on with me this morning. So I get to share some time with you guys and some excellent conversation. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Michonne. Good morning, Kenneth. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and do us a favor, like and share as you come on, like and share. I hope everybody has already kickstarted their morning. They've gotten up, they're ready to get this thing going because I know that I am excited today. I've been up dining alone this week in the God Zone. So we've had personal opportunities to get together and, spend some quiet time with God, praying with him, talking to him, listening to some words of encouragement already this morning. So good morning, everybody, as you tune in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Tag a friend and tell them, hey, it's time for Freedom by Design, Wisdom Wednesday, and I need each and every one of my friends to be on so that they can hear a word, so that they're like, okay, what's going on? What is she talking about this morning? What is she talking about? Guys, I have a special guest this morning, and this young lady is near and dear to my heart. I met her actually through her husband, through one of the businesses that Frank and I are in. And I tell people all the time, we start businesses, we get into businesses, and we say, okay, I'm doing it for money, but God often has so many other plans that we don't even know about. We're thinking, oh, this thing is about to change my life. I'm about to be rich. And God is like, yeah, you are. You're going to be rich in relationships. You're going to be rich in people. There are so many people who are going to touch your life through this opportunity. So I won't belabor. Good morning, Angela, because I want you guys to hear from my sister. And as you've already guessed, yes, she is an author, but she is so much more than just an author. First and foremost, she is a woman of God. She is a wife. She is a beautiful soul and spirit. And Freedom by Design, I want you to help me welcome my sister, Sonya Harris, aka the Romance Queen. Come on in, Queen. Come on in. Are you there?
Hi, I am here. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, girl, I'm excited to see you. You look fabulous. I love that lipstick. It's just popping.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Sonya, as we go ahead and get into this conversation, because I know this thing is about to be real deep, I know it's about to be good. I can already see people sharing because if you all haven't read what's behind me, my sister is about to drop a book this week, The Master Key That Unlocks Your Husband's Mind, Body, and Heart. So before she goes into it, I've already said it, so y'all need to be sharing and tagging a girlfriend. But Sonya, tell us, we know whose you are, but who is Sonya Harris? Talk to us.
I am a wife, I am a mom, and I am a coach.
Oh, wow.
I love marriage. I love everything about marriage. I have always been obsessed with the subject. However, when I got married, it didn't come as easy as I thought it was going to come. But here we are, two imperfect people trying to come together to create the perfect relationship, which does not exist. And we hear that all the time. Nobody's perfect. There is no perfect relationship. But underneath, we secretly think, but I can have it. But I can have the perfect. It's going to be easy for me. And I coach married women that, hey, it's okay. It's not always easy. It doesn't come just all the ducks in a row, everything lines up. It's not like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but there are plenty perfect parts that make you want to strive and work deeper. I always teach to go deep.
Mm, I like that. When you just said we're not perfect people, I agree, but there are perfect parts. And Sonya, this is a topic. When I saw Kenneth post that you were dropping your book, I'm like, okay, because I had been asking God, I'm always asking him, who do you want me to talk to? Who do you want me to talk to? And he was like, I saw the post and I was like, okay, thank you for making that very easy for me. And it's something that I often wonder as we've had some conversation. I want to make sure that our word for this year is alignment. So it's my personal word and it's our word for our house. So that means I have to be in alignment with God first, but then I have to be very intentional with my relationship with my husband. And sometimes when I get texts from some of the individuals that follow my freedom followers, they're like, talk about relationships, talk about relationships. And as much as I can talk about anything and God has equipped me, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know, a sister been divorced, I'm trying to get this thing right. But what I know is it's a struggle. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, we got to have this conversation because there are so many. I see Nora, she said it's not easy, but it's worth it. So Sonya, as a coach, like, where do we even start? Because again, two imperfect people, we want to do it right. But men and women, we think so differently. My idea about something is polar opposite a lot of times from what my husband thinks. I'm rationalizing that thing in my mind, and his view of it is so much more simplistic. And I'm like, but no, I thought about this whole thing. I saw it happening this way and I was practicing. And then when I started talking to you, you said 2 words and I was ready for a whole dialogue. Like, what I do that at? So where do we start? Like, tell us about this mind, body, this heart. Like, I don't even know. Where do we start?
Yes, that is so true. And the very first thing I like to say is love is not enough. Oh, you can love someone and not be with them.
Come on now.
Intimacy is not enough. Sex is not enough.
Ouch.
Because in reality, studies show that 100% of men can make love, good love, and be emotionally attached to someone else. So that tells us that sex is not enough either. And what I like to say is it's a combination of the two. I like to call it the romance of it. Until you romance your relationship, romance, in my opinion, is taking the love, taking the intimacy, and putting it to action. Love is how you feel. Romance is what you do about how you feel.
Okay.
So in my studies, just like you, I see it one way, he sees it another way. So what he said and what I heard are two different things. So what I had to do was I had to dig deep and study each part of not only my husband, but men, period. I studied how my dad thinks, how elderly men thinks, how a young man thinks, middle-aged. I studied hundreds of men, but I honed in on my own.
Come on, girl. Come on now.
I wanted to know how he thinks, why he thinks that way. Everything matters to him. Men are not big talkers, but they communicate all the time. Now, I can talk, I can go. So when I come in, I want to honey, my day went like this, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And this is the answer I get. All right. I done talked 20 minutes, and I didn't even get a word. I just got, So I had to think, why is he not talking? So I'm thinking we're having a problem here, and it's nagging him by me nagging him, trying to get him to talk. So we're on 2 different pages. Then I stopped to realize he's communicating with nonverbal communication. When he rubs his head, that means something. When he takes a deep breath, that means something. And it's up to me to figure out what that is, because each part of a man is locked. And I talk about this in the book. I use the anatomy of a man. His head, I start there, go all the way down to his feet. His head is how he thinks. What's important to him? Okay. He's not going to tell you openly. That's out. You got to dig and find that combination. But he's rooting for you to unlock it, but he's not going to show you how. The next thing I do is the eyes. How does he see things? What is his view on certain things? And when he opens up, it's very important for us to quiet and listen, because in reality, he might not open up for another 3 months. Okay. So when he talks, it's time to shut it down and listen. How does he see things? His eye candy. Now, this is one that my ladies have a little rough time trying to unlock.
I didn't fold it back and lean back because I'm like, wait a minute. I better be eye candy.
The eyes are usually locked. Each part is locked by a different thing.
Okay.
The eyes are usually locked by the wife's own insecurities. So when we ask, honey, what's your type? We're really on the edge of our seat. Like, you better say me, or I better be the one and only, that you better not look at any, but it's important to listen. What does he like? What attracts him in a woman? What attracted him to you? And we will be surprised at the answer. I mean, and especially for my Christian women, a lot of times, which I don't want to, please hear this the right way.
Amen.
We love God, we love our husband, but we have to realize sometimes, I want to really say this and hear my heart when I say this. When it comes to relating to him on that level, as far as what turns him on, what he likes, what I love at the cross. But I don't think of that when I'm with my husband.
Okay.
Something else, another song comes to mind when I'm with him.
Amen.
When he look at me, the love of the Lord is good, but I want him to look at me in another way as well. So we have to talk about that. What does he like? It could be anything from laughter to legs. It might be both. Another thing is the neck. The neck is usually locked. And you would think, man, the neck is usually locked by things that we're not so happy to say. Let me explain what I mean by that. What is he? What's in him? What do you have? What are you dealing with? Does he have a problem? And I have a list of things to go down to get to mind thinking, because a lot of time we're ashamed to like, well, my husband is not like so and so. You know, my husband got some issues. He has some problems, as well as you.
Come on now.
Does he have a problem with drugs? Call it what it is. See it for what it is. Does he have a weakness for strippers? Is he on the down low, secretly gay? Ooh. These are all issues you lay with this man every day. Call it what it is. Evaluate what you have. So you can appreciate working towards a deeper bond. And a lot of women focus on, well, I want to change that. He needs to stop drinking. Is it in it? Is that what he do? Instead of focus on changing that, acknowledge this is what I'm dealing with here. I had a lady come to me and she had mastered this part. She wanted to work together, but she said, I cannot work on Thursday. She was adamant about, I can't work on Thursday. And I said, if you don't mind me asking why? She said, because my husband works Monday through Thursday. Every Friday he gets drunk. Oh. So I'm like, okay. He gets drunk on Friday. What she will do every Thursday, she goes to the line for him. She does not drink. She buys a case of beer. That's what he wants. She puts in the refrigerator right before she leaves coming to work Friday morning. She takes his car keys, put him in her purse, and lock him in the house.
Wow.
He wakes up, passed out. He thanks her. Baby, did you lock me in again? She said, I sure did. He said, thank you. But the back end of that story, he has 3 DWIs. He doesn't know how to go get the alcohol, come home and drink. No, he drinks it right then, all in the parking lot, then tries to drive home. She said, he's a good provider. I love him, but he has a problem with drinking. Come on now. I have problems as well. We're going to work this thing out, but until then, I'm going to lock him in every Thursday. Wow. I applauded her. There's no need to be ashamed of it. No, it's no one's business, but that's how they do things. He thanked her every Friday when she get off work. They go and celebrate their week. He's sober then. He has been locked in the house. No one knows what's going on inside of their house, but it works for them. Your relationship, your marriage didn't have to make sense to anyone else but you two. Dig deep on what can we do to make us work. There's not a right and a wrong. And all the women that tell me, well, he needs to change. In order for us to move forward, he needs to change. Really? Be careful. You might not like what he's changing too. Be careful.
Come on now.
You might not like that.
Ooh.
Another thing is when you come and the shoulders are like by all the weight that he's carrying. And to all my women that said, but you don't know, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. I'm giving and giving and giving and giving. And it seems like I'm getting nothing in return. I feel you. That's where my 95-5 rule come in. I was the queen of this. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And my husband said, well, I didn't ask you to do any things. Those are things you like to do. I thought it. Now, I was mad at first because I'm like, what? I'm doing all of this. Then when I thought about it, well, you know, he's right. He didn't ask me to do that. Why am I doing it? We can be doing 95 things, but all they care about is 5. What is their 5 core things that mean something to him? If you're missing that 5 that really resonates and means something to him, the 95 things, he can walk away and say that you didn't take care of his needs. He can walk away and say that she doesn't care anything about me. And that's why we need to talk. After divorce, you're like, I'm confused. I don't understand. How could he say that he's missing anything? I'm doing this. I mean, we can just go down the list. And he's talking about 5 things. And 9 times out of 10, you're like, I would rather do the 5. I can do the 5 in my sleep. Why didn't you tell me? But the reality is, he's telling you all the time, but we're so busy. But we're busy because we want to do it. We want to do the right thing. We want to make it work. We want to, but we miss the mark. In order not to miss the mark, you've got to dig deep into him and communicate. And to all the women that say, well, you don't know. I've tried this. I've tried to talk to him. I've tried. I don't get any kind of help. I feel you. But I also challenge you at the same time. Dive deep into understanding him on a deeper level, every aspect of it. And you make a commitment, not to him. You make a commitment to God. I am going to do this unto you. Amen. Because it's going to be a lot of days when you're going to want to cry. You're going to want to crawl up into the Lord's lap and cry and let it out. So you need that relationship with the Lord. But you let him know, your husband, I'm in here for the long haul. I said to death do us part. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not even designed to be a girlfriend. I can't be out here at this age talking about my boyfriend. Okay. I can't. I'm designed to be a wife. That's who I am. And so guess what? I got this ring. You stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere. And I always coach my women. I prefer them not to tell their husbands about me. I don't want to clone a Sonya.
Oh, you better say it. Come on now.
I want him to fall in love with you all over again. I want you to fall in love with him all over again. I want you to laugh at silly things that no one understands what y'all are laughing at but you two. I want you to walk and all of a sudden just realize, oh, we're holding hands. Okay. It's the small things. It's the little things. It's not the big things. It's because it's Wednesday. Yeah. You know, I have a little free time. I'm finna call him and we're finna talk like we used to talk. Small things. When was the last time you gave your husband a hickey? And it sounds so small, but you remember how fun it was to give a hickey when you were younger? I mean, it was fun to get them too. So it's the small things. When was the last time that you flirted with him without words? Can you do it? Do you remember how? No, and here is a big key. Here is a big, humongous key. Sometimes we think my husband needs encouraging when he's down. When he's feeling down, oh, that's when I need to encourage. That was my thing. Oh, he's feeling down. That's when I need to encourage. No, that's when you need to encourage. That's that motherly when you need to encourage your son when he's down. Your husband, the key times when he needs encouraging the most is when he's at his all-time high.
I love it.
When he's giving to someone, whatever occupation he has, when he has given his all, everyone is clapping for him. He's drained at that moment. That's the key moment when he needs you the most. That's the moment. But most of us feel like, okay, I know when he's down, this is when I need to come in. That's when he's going to push you away. And that's when we feel rejected because like, oh my God, I'm trying to give. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. Give him his space. When he's at his all-time high, when he's giving and everyone's applauding him and everyone is celebrating him, he's at his lowest on the inside. That's when he needs you. Don't let anyone, especially a woman, be the first one to come and encourage him after he's given his gift out to someone because he's depleted at that moment. He's vulnerable at that moment. That's when you need to come. And if someone try to beat you, you kick them hard. That's your moment. That window, that's your moment. Seize that moment, grab that moment, and you encourage him and do not send him away without baby, you did great. I'm clapping for you. I'm right there beside you. I'm cheering you on. You need your invisible pom-poms all the time, especially when he's giving out, especially when he's helping someone else. And when he's in his purpose and doing what God called him to do, he needs you to be the first one pouring back into him at that moment. It's critical at that moment. And I have some women that say, well, you know, that sounds like some of that little underlying submission thing to me. You know, I don't do well with that. I don't do well with the submission thing. We do. It's in us, but it just looks different.
Yes.
The reason I know it's in us because we can do it for our sons.
Oh, come on, Sonya. Come on now.
At the drop of a hat,
come on now.
If our baby call, we can be tired, we can be drained, but if our baby call and we hear any kind of, what is it? I'm up, I'm getting my, what? Yes, I'm coming, I'm on my way. Don't mess with, don't do, I wouldn't advise that. Don't mess with him. So if we can do that for him, it's in us and we can channel that and do it for our husband as well. It's about giving unto God, thanking God for this person. If you truly believe that God sent this man to you, if you truly believe that this is a gift from God, why couldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to?
Amen.
Why wouldn't you want to get to know everything about him? And a question that I always ask, if you don't know everything about your husband, who would you like to know? The woman next door?
Oh, girl, you better come on now.
The secretary, the ex-wife, the baby mama, your best friend. Who would you like to know everything about him, if not you? God has given you the gift. Marriage, family. Marriage is the first institution that God placed here on the earth. It is so important to get to know every aspect of him.
Amen.
Because until you know him, why do you deserve it? What makes you worthy of him coming home every day? What makes you worthy of him giving his all, trusting you? I used to always hear a saying when I was growing up, why do men cheat? Why do men cheat? Why do they cheat? That was always the silliest question to me. I always thought a little bit different. I thought, I understand why they cheat. Why wouldn't they? Men are designed, they're designed to look at things as pleasing to the eye. They're made in the image of God. They're designed to look at things and be attracted to things. So what would make a man choose one woman out of all the beautiful women? I mean, it's some women that's gorgeous, that has beautiful shapes, nice personalities, beautiful smiles. What would make him ignore all of those women and focus on one woman and stay with that woman 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50 years? What is it? Forget the other women. What is it about this one that will make him have blinders on and only focus on this woman? Oh man, that's thinking deep. That's thinking deep. If you don't know what your husband likes, what makes him happy, what brings him down, what strokes his ego, what gets him excited, what turns him on. If you don't know, why should he come home in the evening? Sometimes we're busy giving them what we think they need instead of giving them what they want. The secretary gives him what he wants. Oh, you want coffee? Okay. Well, no, I'm not going to give him that because I don't think he deserves it. Really? So we have to, sometimes things sound good when we're with our girlfriends, but when that head hit the pillow, man, it's just something within me personally. I don't want to come in here by myself. I don't want to come home by myself. I don't want to get to work and don't nobody care if I don't come home or not. I don't want that. I don't want to bring all the groceries in by myself, go out, make the bacon, bring it home, unpack it, fry it up, watch the come back. I don't want that. I want someone to miss me.
Oh, girl.
I want someone to say, you know, honey, you had a bad day. Let me hug you. I want to reach over there and feel someone, that warmth from someone that I love and loves me back. Now, that's not for everyone, but it is definitely for me.
And me, girl. And me. I do not want to be on myself, period.
So it's just digging deep, taking your marriage serious, because marriage is a subject that few people want to study. But until you become what I like to call bilingual, you're going to have to learn to speak your husband's language. My husband is Kenneth. I had to learn to speak Kenneth. I can tell you, I can speak Kenneth up, back, down, side. I can tell you what everything means. And he doesn't talk at all. You might get a, okay. Yeah. If you say, he's not a big, even on a texter, he's not a big texter. So if you text him, you better get everything out in that first or second text, because after the third one, he really finished with that. So you have to understand him, how he functions, and what he likes.
Indeed. You know what, Sonya? I saw Kenneth on here say, baby, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, you better go, Kenneth. As I'm listening to you, and, you know, I've already, I've had the privilege of reading the back cover of the book. You know, a lot of times we go to the back cover, and it's something that sticks out. You said some phenomenal things, and I see in the chat, everybody is like, yes, but also it's always that little person on this shoulder and that little person on this shoulder. And it's like, it's not fair. What about me? Like, okay, I'm gonna have this study. You say you study kinesiology. I'm over here studying Frankology. I'm trying to get this PhD in it. I'll give the one I got back. That's the one that I want. But it's like, okay, so what about me?
I get that. That is the very first thing I get, the very first question. And I'm going to be honest. You're not going to see results right away. I hate to say it, but you're really not, because he's testing the water. We have to unlearn and relearn. Okay. So you're unlearning all I know when he do this. Well, I know I've been through that before. Now, unlearn. You come in with an open heart, an open mind. I'm dedicated to learning everything about him. But this is the kicker. You're doing it unto the Lord. So you're going to get for a long time, you're just going to get from the Lord.
Come on now.
Gradually, you're going to see a little bit. But it's going to feel like you're going to give and give and give and see a little bit. You're going to give and give and give and see a little bit more. Then you're going to give and give and give. And then he's like, hey, she really means this. She's really loves me. You're saying it in his language. And you'll notice when each part of him start to unlock, because he'll open up and do little small things at first. And it can be something real small. Picking up the phone and call, well, baby, are you okay? And at first you're like, yeah, but it shocks you. You're shocked because it's like, well, yeah, I was just calling to check on you. Something so small. And then it dawns you, oh, he ain't never called. So that makes you want to do more. But it's not going to be equal right away. But I promise you, if you dig deep in there, you will know exactly when that key hit that lock, because he will open up to you in a way, and that protection part of you, the part that wants to be secure, what you're asking for is waiting for him to give it to you. But you're going to have to come in deep through him to get it. He's waiting to give it to you. But he's going to fight you to unlock those parts. But he's waiting to give it to you. You will get it. You will get it. It's just a matter of giving, trusting God, giving, trusting God, trusting yourself. And a lot of women will say, well, what if I give and he don't? But what if he does? Well, what if I give and I get hurt? But what if you get the love that you always desired? What if you get that protection that, all right, this is what that feels like. Isn't it worth it just to try? In that part, just worth it. The mere fact that it could be right behind this little attitude I have. It could be right behind this inconsistency. It could be right behind this bitterness that I have. You will get it, but it won't be right away. But it is worth it. It's worth it on so many levels, because you'll find out something about yourself. As you unlock him, you'll begin to unlock yourself.
Yes.
And find your smile again. Find your happy heart again. Find your sexy again. Because sometimes all that can be lost. And you can go to work and go to church and pray and still make love and still cook and still come home and still do the dishes and you can do all of that. And you're studying losing a little bit of yourself every day. So I will tell you, it's worth finding yourself while trusting God, doing unto God, and digging deep to unlock your husband.
Oh, Sonya, thank you, girl, so much. I know you have fed so many in these last 30 minutes. I'm looking like, oh, we at the top of the hour. So, listen, guys, we want you to support our sister, because your book is dropping on, is it Friday? What day is it dropping?
It should be next Friday.
Next Friday. So yes. Next Friday is April let me make sure I got my dates right here. Next Friday is April the 9th. So we're looking at April 9th. And is it going to be on Amazon? Is it going to be on a different what platform will we find it?
It will be on Amazon. It will be on Barnes & Noble, and it would even be on Kindle.
Perfect. So next Friday is always Freedom Friday. So I'm going to make sure when I come on that we encourage everybody to go ahead and purchase the master key that unlocks your husband's mind, body, and heart. There is much for us to learn. I see people over here, they're like, I'm taking notes. I'm doing this. Like, I'm over here. You start talking about the mamas and the boys. I'm like, oh, she's stepping on toes up in here now. Come on now. But Sonya, I'm excited. You also provide coaching.
Yes.
How can our followers find you?
They can find me on Instagram, Romance Queen Sonya. I'm on Facebook, the Romance Queen Sonya, and romancequeensonya.com. We actually have a 6-week boot camp. So we'll, the website, we take it down for 2 weeks just to kind of give us a little break. And we have every 8 weeks, we start another boot camp. And the boot camp is, if you say, hey, I'm interested in unlocking him, but I need to unlock myself too. So that's where I send my ladies to the boot camp. So we dive deep into unlocking ourselves as well.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So I know you're gonna have to get ready because it's gonna be flooded. I know people gonna be like, okay, so once that information, once you put the site back up and get everything going, I would really love it if you could come back on so that we can just put the information out there because we have so many individuals that are doing so many things. But this has been an area, like I said at the beginning, where I have had people inboxing me, texting me, and saying, hey, this is what I need. Of course, we have a lot of men that come on, but we have more women than men. And, you know, everybody is at a different point and phase in their life and going through different things. So I think that your book is definitely going to be something for us all and your services, period. So, Sonya, I understand the boot camp. I see the book. What about personal coaching one-on-one?
I do have a personal one-on-one, but they're very, I only take a select few during the year because we dive so deep into it. So I only take a select few during the year,
Okay,
but that
perfect.
is available as well. And you can reach out to me on any platform, and or you can email me at romancequeen 24/7 at gmail.com, and I can get the information out to you if that's something that you're interested in.
Perfect, perfect. And I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out. I see Deirdre Williams. She's one of our Connect team members. She's a friend. She's a woman of God, Minister Deirdre Williams. So we're gonna end out with her quote. She says, "Blessing on every marriage on this call. May God do a new thing for your union." So we're gonna leave right there and put a
Amen.
pin in that. It is Wednesday. So that means that we want to tune in on YouTube, on Facebook Live to Unfiltered with BC Wright, the BC Wright, Bernadette Clark Wright. So don't forget, that'll be 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm excited to see what's going on with Unfiltered, what we're talking about. And Sonya, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing the nuggets you shared with us, for allowing God to use you through your book. I know it's going to reach and touch many. And we pray that there are blessings, that blessings will come in your house, that you guys will not be able to have enough room to hold them. It's going to be just overflow for you, your
Thank
family, for
you.
everybody. So I love you. I appreciate you. God bless you guys. And you have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.
You too. Bye bye.